Skybreaker's True Crime is not a newscast. The topics discussed and displayed herein are the opinions of the authors and are not to be misconstrued as legal or professional advice. This podcast is to inform, educate, and entertain. Viewer discretion is advised. The authors assume no responsibility for any circumstances arising out of the use, misuse, interpretation, or application of any information supplied herein. Welcome to Skybreaker's True Crime, and today we guide you through real traumatic cases involving missing and murdered Indigenous people, honoring the stolen, the surviving, and the families still searching for answers while uncovering the warning signs, systematic failures, and the truth behind each story. I'm Sarah.
I'm Harlow. All right, so today, this is some shit.
I love it when they start out like, this is some shit.
This is some shit. Okay, so we are going to Fairmont, North Carolina today. And this is about Sarah Nicole Graham.
Graham?
Graham. Sorry. Graham. So Sarah was 18 years old. She was born April 1st, 1996.
Wow.
Yeah. So she had just kind of moved to Fairmont about 6 months prior to this to live with her dad and her stepmom. I'm assuming that she lived with her mother in Texas, where she had moved from. Not sure where in Texas. But in Texas. So Sarah moved here or to Fairmont and got a job at Walmart in Pembroke, North Carolina. She started making friends and was kind of enjoying being here in North Carolina. But on February 4th, 2015, Sarah left home from her dad's house in Fairmont, North Carolina at 6:30 a.m. to head into work in Pembroke at the Walmart, and her shift started at 7 a.m. She never showed up to work and was never seen again. So,
is that it?
Oh no.
Okay, good.
This is
not good, but
right. So about around 12:15, deputies responded to a report of a suspicious vehicle in a wheat field on next to a tree line. And so they went and checked it out. Door was locked. It was a white van, like one of the
no windows, don't park beside this. If it's creeping up beside you, walk a little faster kind of vans.
Yeah, that kind of van.
One of those little vans.
One of those kind of vans. I mean, there wasn't no windows, but it was pretty close to being that kind of van.
Sketchy.
Yeah, sketchy van. But Deputies ran the plates, and come to find out, it was registered to Herbert Graham, who was Sarah's father, and who was a sergeant with the Robeson County Sheriff's Office.
Robeson County.
Robeson. Yeah.
So that's actually one of the most violent places in North Carolina you can reside.
So this is where a lot of the Lumbee Tribe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and this in this part, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a large grouping there, and it is known as one of the most violent areas, not because of technically the indigenous rooting there,
but
there's a lot of violence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, ow.
You okay?
Yeah, fine. So they had contacted Herbert and was like, "Hey, your vehicle is just chilling in a wheat field.
What's up with that?
Right, suspiciously. But the eyewitness that had called in the vehicle said that the vehicle had been there since 6:45. That morning.
So they knew what time it showed up, but they didn't see anything?
Mm-mm.
What a witness.
Right.
Cars
So,
don't just out of nowhere.
right. And it's February, so it is dark
Well, yeah.
during that time. Okay, but
Still. I'm okay, I know you got more to this, but like, nope, we keep this up.
okay. So I ended up, before I had found out like names of streets or anything like that, I pulled up Google Maps and pulled up like a map from like, or the route from Fairmont to Pembroke, and was like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. Like to the Walmart, Pembroke. Okay, so like it gave me like 3 different routes and everything, and I was looking, I was like, okay, you know, maybe this one or maybe this one, and then I got the name of where like the car was found of the road, and was all like, oh, that'd be right here. Okay, cool. And then I found out like the name of the road that she lived on, and was like, oh shit, what's this? Oh shit. Followed that little guy. So when I was doing that, I literally got on like the your view thing, so it looks like you're driving down the road.
So the street view.
So the street view. So I got on the street view. And before I found the name of the, like,
We've done a lot of talking about stalking.
hey, this is
You're not stalking a person.
You're stalking a person. You're stalking a route.
Geographic data, like
Geographic data.
need to know. Anyways,
Anyway, so before I found out like any of the names of the shit, like
sometimes.
I know, right? I scared myself when I found like all of this. So I found an area that has like a marsh on either side of the road, and on like the things it says like private property, and I was like, okay, yeah, private property, no trespassing. There's a road that goes up, like a dirt road. I was all like, oh yeah, okay, like kept going, and then I read another article and was all like, gave me the names of the roads, and
Yeah.
it's literally not even a mile away from.
Yeah, they give a lot of addresses out there. They don't give details
No.
about cases, but they'll give me their home addresses.
I didn't get like home address. I got like within like what was it, like the block of.
Yeah, the general area.
Right.
Like I don't like.
So then it turned into like her drive to work was only maybe 19, 20 minutes, 25 if she went a different way. But the way that like I had looked on the map and everything, it literally goes onto the road that the vehicle was found on, in the little bracket of where that marsh was.
So then you said she lived with her mother in Texas, but like, well, did they say anything about the relationship with the father?
No, it didn't really
It's just
say
kind of like, hey, this vehicle's found and it's registered to her dad.
So she's living with her dad and her stepmom right now,
Okay.
like when this happens. And her dad is a sergeant, and then her stepmom is a deputy for the same police department. So I feel, unfortunately, that this is why I found so much information on this case.
Because of the ties. Yeah.
Yes, because her father is a sergeant at this time and is now the police chief.
Yeah, that's why I hit this guy any kind of.
I am certain that this is why I have found so much information on this case.
And we emphasize that because Indigenous women, particularly, are the least reported with the most violence.
Yes.
They have the most intimate partner violence with the least coverage, least reporting. And a part of that, I was going to put this in my case today. So a part of that is because, one, like, the way they study these demographics and they get the data and statistics, they don't really have like a, if you're doing like a checklist, the doctor's office, they ask you like white, Latino, no Hispanic, white, Native, Alaskan, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't have a specific like database. Like, you know what? I'm going to have to pull it up because I can't remember the exact terminology. But they are underreported or misrepresented.
Yes.
Because you think Indigenous or Native and immediately they get like, forgive the phrase, the Pocahontas look.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Some of them are lighter skinned, and I know people make a big deal about race, and that's very controversial to discuss. Not with me. In my mind, race is like art. So I'm looking at a painting, and there's different colors, there's different contrasts, there's different textures, and it's beautiful here. But then people look at it as human beings, and we're the ones that make it ugly.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And put all this hate into it. Mm-hmm. But they either get misrepresented, or they don't get represented at all.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
So, sorry. Oh, it's fine. I definitely think that this is the only reason why there's so much information about this case is because her father was in the police force. And so there was a lot of coverage. There was a lot of investigation like happening. And it's good, but then kind of shitty at the same time because you're not plugged in. So hopefully my mic has been picking up you. Oh, it's not even on.
On the day that we're like rushing to do shit, I told you how my week has been. I told you. I just need to go to bed and stay. Like, this has been all week long. I know y'all probably can't hear this, but all freaking week long.
I don't know, because it's like registering that, like,
that there's sound coming out. Get in the hole. I didn't even notice. And I wasn't even fiddling with it, and I still didn't notice.
I didn't know that I didn't turn it on. So, I mean...
Sometimes.
Oh my God.
I'm not even, honestly, not shocked. With the way this week has went, honestly, like, zero capacity. I can see that. You're like, God. Like, this eye this morning could not get that. You can't even see it from here. Could not get that wing. It kept, like, up here, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What's happening? Yes, I know I have hooded eyes. Damn, they go down, not up. Like, leave it. Anyways. And then, like, the whole hair thing.
Start taping sides.
You know what? Keep going. Maybe they got it. Maybe we're loud enough.
Maybe we were loud enough. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, so
Go to play it back and all you see is your mouth moving. We were like, what's happening?
and then just crazy laughter when we plug it in.
I'm gonna have
Okay,
to put my hair up. It's driving me crazy, but keep going.
so they ended up getting like reward money and like putting up reward money like to get information
For her.
and it was up to $10,000.
Oh, wow.
And like nobody said nothing, nobody came forward, nothing. So this is where it gets kind of like sad. I read the thingy. So on June 3rd of this year,
It's recent.
so she went missing in 2015.
11 years later.
11 years later. So on June 3rd or 4th
Ish.
2026, a judge declared Sarah legally dead because her mom petitioned for it, and her dad was furious. Like, he was like, no, there have been so many cases of like, finding people that have gone missing like 25 years later and all of these things, and he is like holding on so.
I was reading one that was 43 years and they found her killer because he confessed when he got arrested and he was like 70 something years old.
So this wasn't necessarily along the lines of like finding like a killer or anything, but he was determined and dead set that she was still alive.
Which is great. He had that hope that there was nothing there that told him, but as soon as she declares her legally dead, they won't look anymore. It's over.
So that could have been why he like was holding on so much, that like knowing the ins of like the police force and everything like that, maybe he was like, just no,
this still happens.
If I let go of this, or if she's declared dead, then it won't, they'll stop caring, they'll stop looking, they'll stop
remembering it.
Right. So maybe that's why he like was holding on so tight, but he was so upset with his ex-wife because she petitioned and the judge was like, she's been gone.
Unless she's talking about like death benefits, but she's 18 years old. It's not like she has Social Security.
Right.
Like.
Right. And so,
unless that mom just really needed that closure, but as a mother myself,
I don't think I could do it.
I feel like the opposite party in my situation would absolutely jump to it if he thought he's gonna get something out of it. But me, absolutely not. Absolutely not. There would be nothing as a mother that would.
Right.
Unless she just really needed that closure.
Maybe. But I don't know. Because
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Legally, she could have done it at like 7 years. It's 7 years with no contact, no sightings, no nothing.
No leads whatsoever.
So this is 11.
She probably just needed that closure.
She probably did. So, so remember, that was at the beginning of June of this year. Okay. So on June 25th, the day after my birthday this year. Hey. Sarah's stepmother, Connie, was arrested alongside with her 2 sons for the murder and conspiracy of Sarah.
On what grounds?
So, as soon as the judge had declared her dead, the police that were investigating this, it went from a missing person to a homicide. And as soon as it went to a homicide, they jumped into action on arresting because they had gathered all of this, like, evidence and stuff. So, hang on, let's go back.
Hold on.
Yeah, we gotta, okay.
You're talking 11 years for this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And in what? 20 fucking days, all of a sudden, you've got a solid casing in someone? You telling me they didn't have that beforehand?
So, going back a little bit. Well, a lot of it. So it was like 6 weeks after Sarah went missing. Sarah's stepmother, was like fired from her position as a deputy, and she had been at that police department for 23 years. And then her dad was saying that they had repeatedly, like, so they came and searched the house for clues and everything like that after she went missing, and then they searched again, and then they searched again, and then they started questioning him, and then he was like, whoa, why are you questioning me? Like, trying to, like, and it wasn't like, hey, okay, like, you know, tell me more about her, tell me about her friends or anything
They were
like that.
insinuating.
Right. And so he got like, absolutely not. This is my daughter. Like, how dare you? And so then they started having to get warrants to search. And they came like 3 more times. And the last time they came and searched was in June, right after they had like declared her dead, like legally dead.
11 years later.
11 years later. So, Connie.
Stepmom, right?
Stepmom. So Connie at the time that she went missing was 54 years old. Her son Bobby was 31 years old back when this happened. And her youngest son, Luke, was 18 years old.
So an age gap.
Well, yeah, that was yeah. But
Why did she get fired?
They don't give a reason why she got fired. But I'm assuming it would have to do with all of the shit that she's been charged with.
But she got fired in 2011.
Mm-hmm. So
there's enough suspicion to get her dismissed.
And I think it might have been because they might have suspected, but they had no evidence. They had nothing. They just had like, why are you being sketchy? Kind of
like that hunch, but not
any kind of proof or anything like that. And if you have that hunch about somebody and they are this close into the police department, like, I would hope that that person would be like,
at least fully investigated.
Okay, so Connie was arrested for first-degree murder, felony conspiracy, and evidence tampering. Her two sons, so Bobby was charged with felony conspiracy, evidence tampering, and accessory after the fact. The youngest son, Luke, was charged with felony conspiracy and evidence tampering. So,
so mom did it and the sons helped her cover it up?
Yes.
Or plan it to?
So,
stepmom, excuse me.
Yeah, stepmom, killed Sarah, destroyed and altered evidence such as the bed, clothing, and home flooring. So, I couldn't find out who said that they had seen her leave for work, but I don't think that she ever left the house to head to work.
So what about the van?
The van was dropped off.
But like the dad didn't know his van was missing? Was one of the kids really driving it?
I don't know what shift he was on.
I don't know about you, but like if someone called me and said, hey, your car's been found in the middle of a damn field.
Right, so
and I didn't put it there.
She was the one driving his vehicle.
So at the time, so she was regulated. So it's not okay. It wouldn't be weird for her to be gone from the home.
Right. It wouldn't be weird because she was supposed to be headed to work. She was using this vehicle as her vehicle here in North Carolina. So I'm assuming that like dad wasn't home. Like dad was on night shift or some shit like that, or
second shift. Not? If you're How did he not know? How did he not suspect? Especially after she gets dismissed. I mean, everybody in the police department must have thought, well, whoever in the higher, maybe not everybody, but somebody within rank was like, hey, this doesn't line up with our values, and you're kind of sketchy. Let's gets to go. As a spouse, I'd be like,
okay,
why?
so maybe he wasn't very like.
Maybe he was the one with the hunch.
Maybe he was the one.
Maybe he was the one that was like, look, you're looking so heavily into me. I know I didn't do it, but evidence is leading towards the home.
Right. So Bobby helped dispose of Sarah's remains. And Luke helped burn all the evidence. So you have your 18-year-old son burning evidence of your stepdaughter who is 18 years old.
I mean, the fact that she could do it, they didn't, so they don't know how she died. They just know that she's declared.
Since like the arrest literally was like 2 months ago? 2 months ago.
11 years. How do you hold that for 11 years? And your sons too.
Right, because right now, Connie is 65, Bobby is 42, and Luke is 29 years old.
Did the boys get any kind of I guess they did get arrested, they got charged.
Mm-hmm.
But which means that they just got arrested recently. They've not been convicted yet.
No, we're still waiting on like
conviction. Should just take about 2 or 3 years or more.
Right. So all 3 of them are awaiting trial and are being held in custody and have been moved out of county for safekeeping.
I don't know why we keep killers safe. Or rapists or pedophiles or anything like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's because, like, they don't know if there were more people, like, involved in the cover-up. I don't know.
To be that father. I mean, the mother, I'm gonna assume, why did she go live with her dad?
That, I don't know. It was like she turned...
Was she and her mom, did they have an estranged relationship? Was it abusive? Was there, like, because to go from Texas to North Carolina to live with another parent, something extreme had to have happened there. It's not like you're going down the street and you got 50-50 custody.
Right. Or it was, hey, I want to build a relationship with my dad. I'm 18. I want to try this. Or more opportunities. Or I don't know. I don't think that it has to be a turmoil kind of like something happened for her to...
Sorry.
Move.
That Red Bull ain't kicking in.
To move to a new state to, like, be with her dad.
And to be with her dad and her stepmom. Maybe that was something like the stepmom was probably... How long were they married? Did it say?
It did not say how long they were married, but I did look into this. So there is a fucking name for this. And it's called Cinderella syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
Like, she is suddenly like this. Well, first of all, stepdaughter. Your dad's getting your attention, and if they had been married for a long period of time, you're not, because I've had, not to this extremity, obviously. So, like, when I dated, who, he couldn't handle the fact that I had, we had 50-50 for a while there. So, the person I was involved with was so insecure and wanted all of my attention. I mean, legitimately would have worn my skin probably in a, thriller kind of way. If he could have, because he was so far up my ass all the time. Like, so insecure. He had a hard time sharing attention with my daughter when she came to live with me full time. And I was like, there's a fucking problem there. She's coming first regardless.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was something like that. She didn't want to share that attention, or, your boys are pretty much are grown. I mean, you have one that's an adult, you have one that's 18, and now all of a sudden this daughter walks in, and when you get in a relationship with anyone who has pre-existing children from another relationship, part of the package.
Right.
It's part of the package.
It's an automatic. Now, I have noticed that, like, I've run into, like, a good handful of people who have, like, issues with their step parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that so mind-boggling because my stepdad is my dad. Like, hands down. Never treated me like I wasn't his. Loved me like I was his and like raised me. And yeah, he showed up when I was like 8. So I hold step parents at such like a higher,
because this person is stepping in,
yeah,
doing. I mean, there's a maternal and there's a paternal instinct in some people, in most people, in most cases. This is your blood. You carried this child.
right.
It is kind of hard for people to love another child that much, especially if you have like a meddling baby. Like I'm very big on. I love my boyfriend's son. I think of him as my own. I do. I annoy the crap out of me sometimes. I might want to throttle him sometimes.
But that's the love.
But it's also like all the years of one way of being raised, and now you're meshing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're meshing different personalities and different like
Parenting
disciplines.
styles.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like you've got one nonchalant parent and one parent who's like,
whoa,
it's not acceptable.
Right.
And like maybe. And we're not talking like kids in this scenario. We're talking adults.
Right.
Or young adults.
Young adults.
On 2 accounts.
Yeah. Yeah. So
she didn't really have time to, like, she didn't raise her up, so she didn't really have time to make that bonding. And at 18, it's hard to bond.
I mean, yeah, but if you know that, like, your dad has been married to somebody for a long time, you would think that it would be kind of like, yeah, that's my stepmom, you know, cool, blah, blah, blah. But the Cinderella syndrome is the, the being jealous of the attention, like you were saying, where it's like, oh, well, all of a sudden this person is taking away my time and my partner, which I find so ridiculous.
Absolutely. When it's your child, I love what time I get with my man. But if he wants days with his son, in fact, I encourage it.
Right.
If his son wants to go spend time with his mom, go do it. Like, that's your mother.
Right.
Go do it. As long as you're not being put in an unsafe situation.
Right.
And I even encourage mine to go, do you want more time with dad? Do you want, I try to encourage it with her. I let her decide.
Right.
But to be like, oh, I know you have this kid. I could understand. I hate being able to see things from different points of view. Not to the point of murdering them.
No, absolutely not.
No, or like, and no, like that's an extremity. Like that's crazy. But when you have this relationship and a third party walks into that relationship, regardless of there wasn't much of a bond, I don't assume. It doesn't tell you what her relationship was with her mother, her stepmother, or her father. To jump states to go live with a man that I don't know if he didn't raise her. I don't know if, like, maybe she spent summers there. Or, like some parents do that when they live in different states. Hey, you'll have them through the school year.
Right.
I'll come get them for summer.
Yeah.
Like, some parents do that. And maybe that was kind of like the situation. And she was like, well, I'm 18. I'd like to spend more time with you.
Right.
Because I doubt she'd switch states to go work at a Walmart.
Right. Or if, like, I don't know, Windows. No.
But now you've got
what about
three other
school?
People. Yeah. Maybe she went to maybe she was starting to go to college here or something, or
maybe
was going to. It doesn't say how long she was here.
A
few months.
Yeah, 6 months. She had been here 6 months. But it didn't say if she was, like, enrolled in school or anything like that. So it's a possibility that she could have been, because there is a Lumbee University.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember the name of it, but
there's so many, like,
and this
I know it's all theorizing. I don't want to say speculation because no one's been proven of anything. And they don't even say what kind of evidence they have against her, do they?
No.
Other than they just had a hunch and now they have evidence 11 freaking years later.
11 years later. But they had to, like, I don't know, it was weird where they, like, just jumped on it as soon as they, like, the judge declared her dead, like, legally dead. And I wonder if they had, like, talked to the mom being like, hey, dad's not listening to us. Like, because dad's gung-ho and set on her still being alive.
See, I have
I kind of have a little sketch issue on this one because your mother lives in Texas, right? She didn't come to North Carolina. I'm like, if my daughter went missing in another state,
I
like I would be going insane if my child lived in another state to start with, much less did not hear from them. They were just up and missing. Oh, she came to be with you for 6 months. I would be camping on, the street in front of your house.
in front of your house. But like I'm pitching a tent.
And you have to wonder if like the mom was like, "Hey, have you looked into the step parents?" Like, or there had to have been something that triggered.
Yes, the kind of maybe they didn't really get along, or she, like, mom had an instinct or something where it's like something really isn't right.
So for the dad to be in his position that he's in, and for them to just like, I think maybe deep down, if it's true, maybe he knew,
But he
and
didn't
he
want
didn't
to.
want to face that.
Maybe.
I don't understand the mentality, but I understand it happens.
Yes.
It's like I know the truth, or I see it, or I kind of this is a
I
possibility.
know, but I don't want to look kind of thing.
I don't want to think that this person could have done this to my
Right.
child, or
Yeah. But
did he raise her sons? Does it say?
it actually does not say like how long they had been married. It like just talks about how long she was with the department.
Because I feel like that would also have a factor for her Cinderella effect. Because
Yes.
if you're married for 10 years, it's an adjustment to bring anybody else into your home. Regardless of the relationship, it's an adjustment. And like bringing this child from another state, different disciplines, different,
Different upbringing. Yeah.
and then you mesh them with me and my adult sons.
The sons didn't live with them. So it could have also been like, oh, we're an empty nesters, and then, no, we're not.
Right. But it's not like they were having to bottle feed her. She was 18.
No, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the amount of time that they spent together did, as far as I don't want to think this is a possibility. I want to be blindsided. Like I'm not considering this. I don't want to consider this. I don't want to think about this being a problem. If it was like within a couple of years and the marriage was still new. And all the attention, because when you're in a relationship and you're building that relationship, and then you just had this marriage and now you're building this life together, and like you said, empty nesters, and you're able to go and do, and then all of a sudden this child shows up. Like, she is absolutely not the problem. Do not think that.
No,
that's not what I'm trying to get at. And
no,
she
and
wasn't the
she's
issue.
18. It's not like, yeah, she's,
oh, I gotta take you to and from school, take you to doctor's appointments, and oh, you got soccer practice, or oh, you gotta go to the dentist.
Right.
It's not like she's having to go out of her way to actually parent.
right.
At this point, like at 18, it's hard to parent an 18-year-old, especially when they didn't grow with you.
Yeah.
At this point, you're dealing with a young woman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe she was just jealous. Maybe she was getting dad's attention. Or maybe she's getting other brother's attention. It happens, and especially with them all being older. Maybe stepmom couldn't handle that. Like, hey, that's my son, and you're taking my husband's. I hate to theorize like that. I told you, I can look at things at so many different angles. That's like, because if they're not going to give me details, I'm going to be like, well, I was talking to somebody the other day. They were like, you do all this theorizing and speculation. And I'm like, well, nothing's been proved.
Yeah.
There's no details.
No details.
And all of this, like, points of view, and this could have been a problem, this could have been a problem, this could have been a problem. That opens up that discussion with other people who were like,
wait, I didn't think of that.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, hearing other people's perspectives, it's just like when you go into, whenever I have like team meetings, I don't want to have one-on-one. It might be about one person. It might be caused by one person. But you put all the people together because someone's going to have a question or a thought that the other people didn't think of.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, let's just open this up for discussion. I don't like it when they don't.
I know. And it's so new that, like, we don't have, like, the conviction, and, like, the trial is, like, still set. Like, they literally were just arrested, like, 2 months ago.
After 11 years. I don't like
How long it took?
yes. I mean,
But
if
yeah.
it were like right after they found something leading on to where their hunch was, because it's not like they had to just kind of hold back until this is done. No, they had to have already had something in place that suggested her. And right now it's just a suggestion that it was her and her sons. But they have to have something to be able to charge them,
Right.
especially when there's been a body found.
Yeah. Which that whole thing in North Carolina, we have like that Brittany Act, but I don't know if there were any kind of like issues prior, because that only happens if like you have
A history
of like domestic violence or something like that. So we will find out
because
during
the risk was higher.
the trial.
The
But
risk was higher.
I did find something out really cool about the Lumbee Tribe when I was doing research. Did you know that they are the largest tribe east of the Mississippi River?
Yes. Go back. Out of the 8 recognized North Carolina tribes, Lumbee's the largest. Yeah.
I was like, okay, but I found
And they
out
are
why.
mostly homed in Robeson County.
So I found out why they are so big. So they're known as like the dark water people because they're from the swamps of North Carolina, and they were kind of driven there, but all the other like tribes that got like into wars and massacred and everything like that retreated into the swamps, and the Lumbees were like, come on, be with us. And that's how they became so
accepting
big. And then
refugees.
so North Carolina, like, they're state recognized, right? They're state recognized since 1885. They were not federally recognized until last year, December of 2025.
They had appeals though.
Mm-hmm.
They had several years of appeals
But
to be recognized.
I thought that it was some shit, because one of the dudes, it was like a governor or some shit like that, was all like, you've been like state recognized since 1885. They were like, you kept naming us the wrong name.
Yep.
And like finally they were like, no, we are the Lumbee.
They were very misrepresented. And they fought hard for it too. And I'm like, I dig it.
Right.
I dig it because it's like, hey, they're not going to be silenced, and they're not going to sit back and just disappear.
And just take it and disappear, and yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are so big. So they were having issues because of the Bureau of Indian Affairs was all like, oh, well, you can't, like, you don't have documentation or some shit like that of your, like, what was it? Like, their heritage.
Their origins.
Their origins with either culturally, politically, or religiously, or genealogy. And it was like, okay, we took all of these, so we are literally a blend of fucking everybody.
Everybody. All of them.
Like, everybody got driven into the swamps, and they knew how to survive in the swamps. They knew how to, survive and live and
thrive, yeah.
Thrive. And they were like, hey, people got driven in, and they were like,
we'll take you.
We'll take you.
And some tribes I've read about will not. Like, you have to be rooted into that heritage, into that bloodline before they're like, no. These guys are like, well, come on, here's the open door.
Right.
Like, they were very accepting.
They were like, I got you.
Yeah. And they are very protective of each other. Once you're in, like, it's like a little gang. Like, it's like you're
in for life.
You hear, like, we got you, but that it's a widely known culture.
Yeah. So I absolutely love the Lumbee powwows. Like, they are fantastic. The best powwow that I actually have been to. And now I understand it is because, like, not only are they, like, huge, but they have still in their culture the other cultures that were, you know, woven in when they were bringing other people in. And it's absolutely fantastic. Now, I did read that some of the other tribes from North Carolina were not on board with them being federally recognized. And I thought that was fucked up.
Very.
Like,
It was
I'm
very.
sorry, what?
They shouldn't even, there shouldn't even been a say in it, but yeah.
Yeah, because I read a thingy that said that the Cherokee weren't on board with them because they didn't want them to have a casino.
To overshadow them either.
Yeah.
They didn't want them to have land or have rights to certain, because there's certain privileges. I want to say, I say it
not
lightly,
privileges,
like
but...
I say that very lightly because benefits. There were certain benefits to being federally recognized. Otherwise, they would have been like, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we're happy with where we're at. But there were certain benefits to being a recognized tribe and registered that other tribes didn't want them to have because it was kind of like a competition.
Yeah, which is fucked up. Yeah. It's so fucked up where you're just like pitting like tribes against tribes. And still. And it's still like, oh, you want that? Oh, yeah? Like, oh my fucking God. I was so pissed when I fucking read that. I was like, how are you gonna sit there and fucking like gatekeep some shit like that?
Yeah.
Like being like, no, I don't want them to be federally recognized because...
And they are part of the reason they were appealed. Because I don't know... I read this somewhere. I don't know if they do like a board collaboration or I know it's not like a board, but it's like the best. It's some kind of collaboration with, okay, these are the requirements. How do you feel about this? Like, do they have a say because they're already registered, because they've been here, because they have so much,
like on like a committee board or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
which is biased. But you know,
that was my little history lesson on the Lumbee Tribe.
All right, we're gonna take a short break. We're back in just a moment.
Yeah,
and we're back. So, one thing that we've previously mentioned today, along with your case, is the Lumbee Tribe. So, while we're on it, Indigenous women have the highest rates of deviant intimate partner violence. They are 2.5 times more likely to be the afflicted, the afflicted, than non-Indigenous women. A lot of them get misrepresented because we do rely on racial coding, and they don't have anywhere for like Indigenous affiliations. So they don't include it.
Right.
November 16th, 2016, we're gonna meet Marcey Blanks, 18, of Lumberton. 4 a.m.
I just love how we accidentally do this like frequently.
Well, like you're talking about Robeson County, and I'm like,
you're like, yeah, are you?
Like we don't share our cases with each other before presenting, and I have a feeling it's gonna be one of these days we're gonna have the exact same. I always have an extra case just in case that we end up accidentally having the exact same case, because I'm gonna be like,
Billy, listen here, or if we just do it. And be like, all right, who does it better? Or more information.
Who did it better? At 4 a.m., Marcey Blanks knocked on her neighbor's door, who is also an off-duty cop. So, she was covered in blood, cuts all over her body, collapsed, was taken to Southwest Regional Medical Center, where she later died. The evidence shows she had been raped. She had been stabbed 89 times.
Damn.
89 times. And her house was set on fire. Jesus. In the same day. In the same night. Before she collapsed. So she was assaulted.
Okay.
stabbed multiple times, crawled to an off-duty cop, like a neighbor in general, but to be like, I know you're a cop.
I know you're a police officer.
It's like she knew where to go, which good for her.
Yeah.
And give up the name of her attacker.
Ooh.
So she knew her attacker, but they had no like ties other than where her street was where she lived and his street was where he lived. Crossed over. No school affiliations, no friendships, no socials, no conversations through, oh, we found text. None of that.
None of it. It was just like that house.
Yeah. Or her. Maybe he saw her driving in, or like I said, their home roads crossed
87 times?
89 times.
89.
It's a lot of rage.
That's a lot. And your arms get tired.
It's a lot of rage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of rage. So 22-year-old Edward Autry Wright was taken into custody. She was 18, he was 22. Charged with first-degree murder, first-degree burglary, first-degree arson, and assault on law enforcement after he bit an officer while being fingerprinted. Which, let's face it, is the less crazy thing he did. It's the least, finding a cop is the least crazy thing he did. It takes a lot of rage to, especially after assaulting her.
Yeah.
Like one violent act
after another,
and then setting her house on fire. And for this girl to have...
Was she in the house?
She was no, she got out of the house.
They found out. He set it on fire?
So he was... yeah, she had to have been. Well, they don't say if he set on fire while she was still in it, but I know she got away. Right. Went to the neighbor's house, collapsed there, and then they realized the house was on fire. So, like, he's calling 911. Neighbors are calling the fire department. So he did all of this. I don't know if somehow or another, like, maybe he was stabbing her while she was running. Or like, she managed to get out and go tell somebody, this person did this to me before she passed.
Let's holding on until...
So... when this incident occurred, there wasn't a lot of media coverage over it, and they weren't really digging because, well, they had a name. They misspelled her name in several reports, and they never mentioned her tribal affiliation. So she was a member of the Lumbee Tribe. Processing of the case was delayed multiple times in plea of the defendant. Yeah.
What?
In plea of the defendant. Like, he kept trying to harm himself, or it was his mental issues, and this and this and this, and I'm this is going to be so terrible when I say it. If I'm, like, working the prison system, and I know what you've done to this girl, or what you're accused of doing to this girl, or any person like that, and you try to harm yourself, I'm not intervening. And be like, well,
I don't know what happened.
I mean, they delayed it multiple times. So, because it was part of the Lumbee, and because it was so... they did not want to put it out there.
Yeah,
they didn't. Have you ever heard of the Red Project?
No.
So the Red Project is actually a podcast, and if you can find them, because even that took me a little bit of time to get to their cast. These two ladies are members of the Lumbee Tribe, and they speak about murdered and missing Indigenous women. They speak for them too. I highly encourage everyone to check it out because they're amazing. But they started reporting and putting coverage on this case. So that's when they were like, oh, well, maybe we should probably pay more attention. Like, oh, I guess we should, Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there is a podcast hosted by Lumbee Tribe members. They discuss the same kind of situations. And they confirmed her tribal affiliation because that wasn't mentioned to start with. They put heat on it, but so far no conviction has been recorded of this man. This was 2016. They don't say if he's in prison, if he was ever convicted, if he's still holding.
Did we look up if he's in a jail right now?
I mean, I can. Honestly, like I said, it's 89 times, and she still managed to go to her neighbor and be like, this man did this to me before collapsing.
Good on her. Good on her.
Exactly.
Being able to hold on that long.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if I would have lasted 2 stabs, much less 89 times.
Like, okay. So, I haven't gone into research about, like, the warrior patterns, of the Lumbee tribe. I do it for mine. I'm a Yaqui. Um, and I looked into like Yaqui warriors and stuff like that. So I haven't done anything research wise on the Lumbee tribe, but for the Yaquis, women were held very high ranking warriors
Like Norse.
because
Like the same.
their pain threshold and that kind of almost berserker ability is so high that they literally would fight until there was nothing left.
Nothing left.
Like, okay, they got shot or they got stabbed. No, they're still going. They're still going until their heart stops.
And what one of the things that really bothered me about this, and I hated to think about it, but it doesn't clarify if the assault happened while she was being stabbed, after, like, if he did a few attacks to wound her and bring her down and then assaulted her, or if it was like he assaulted her, she tried to get away, and then he lost his shit more. It doesn't say if he has an affiliation with the tribe. The fact that she was like, she had enough will to hang on to be like, no, I'm letting someone's gonna know you did this to me. That made me so fucking proud of her. Like, I hate this travesty that happened to her. I hate that she had to endure this, but to be able to be like, someone's gonna know before, if it's the last thing that comes out of my mouth.
Yeah. So I am now going to have to look into like warriors from the Lumbee tribe, because I am starting to kind of have that like that blood memory kind of like thing where it's like you get into not like genealogy, but like kind of stuff like that where our blood and our genes do remember certain things. So because of this and her just being able to go until there was nothing left, I'm gonna have to look into the Lumbee tribe.
Yeah, they are.
And especially the women.
I did love, like, kind of. I didn't do as much research on the Red Project as much as I want to right now. My brain went elsewhere for like a minute. It went on a little railroad, derailed a little. That train derailed. Okay, like blah, blah, okay. So I don't. Let me see if I can find. Sorry, a little sidetrack here. So, yeah, this wasn't Robeson County, by the way. No. So like, it's where I was like. That's why I was like, they have the most famous.
So this happened like a year after Sarah went missing.
I thought she went missing in 2011. 2015?
Yeah. She said this is 16, right?
Yeah, I thought she.
11 years.
11 years. Okay, that's where the 11
That's where the 11 went. There's an 11 in there somewhere.
Yeah, but bring up whether he's still
incarcerated,
because all of these reports are still from like 2016. That one was 2017. It's the same freaking thing.
We'll probably just be able to look them up on like the database. Like,
yeah, go on to them. I spent a lot of time on nccourtrecords.com. Like, a lot of time. I have too. Looking up, like, I love that they updated everything to where you can see case-by-case details on individuals.
You're like,
I'm like, really? Right? But yeah, they, that's all that's on this too, still. That's all that's on this. I did not get to read the Red Project's report on her. I need to. I really would like to see what they have. Because some of the cases that we look at, if I look up multiple, like, if it has any newscast, I have found some that there's literally nothing other than their names and their dates. And I've had some that's like, oh, they have their name, their date, and no idea how they died. Like, da-da-da. Like, I mean, there's very, very little public knowledge. And we don't go deep diving into people's personal lives because respect to them and their family.
Right.
I wish they put a little more details.
But court documents, those are fair game.
Uh-huh. As long as you can get them in time, absolutely. If it's local, you can walk in because court records are public, criminal and non-criminal. I can walk in and get your case for free. I mean, you know, that wow, that was like, how much time are we spending in the courthouse?
Right.
Up until 2018, I didn't spend a whole lot of time in the courthouse. And it wasn't my record. It wasn't like I was being arrested or anything. It was for like home reasons. Custodies and things like that, and getting reports of other people who had been arrested.
Yes.
One of the women there, she's like, who am I digging up for you today? And I'm like, can I get this one?
This one, hey.
But like we said before, a lot of them are misrepresented. Either when they are known as their affiliations, they are very disproportionate. This is on my nerves. It's like you have the worst time. For this, like she was badass.
Oh yeah.
Badass.
Fuck yeah.
To endure what she did. And a lot of times your adrenaline is running, so that might have been part of it. But your adrenaline's running, you've experienced trauma, and your brain is usually like in a spiral. Like you're trying to process what just happened. Like she's fighting for her own survival. And the one thing that she has on her mind is to let someone know your name.
Yeah.
To let them know this person did this.
Right. So I'm totally banking this on her being like
Oh, 100%.
Lumbee. That's
100%.
That's blood memory right there. We're going until there's nothing. There's no laying down and just letting it happen. No.
And it doesn't say how long until she was taken to the hospital either. Like how long it took for them to respond and how long, like there was still that time frame. It's not like she didn't like pass on the neighbor's doorstep. She collapsed, was taken to the hospital. And that's when she passed later on. So it wasn't like an immediate, I got one last breath in me. But if it was, I'm letting someone know who did this to me. Like, good for you, girl. Good for you. And it doesn't say, like, what her home situation was either. Like, was her mother supposed to be there? Did she have siblings that should have been there? Which is fine.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. So in most Native American cultures, women were warriors because of that threshold of pain. Like, you can't reach that shit. Like, the berserker kind of thing. And military strategy, okay? Like, But, yeah, Lumbee women were embodied a powerful legacy of military service throughout their history of being documented. Because most of the time, Native American cultures, everything is verbal. But ever since they've been documenting, yes, women are warriors. So this is why she had that. She had that drive. She had that blood memory. You pushing through it until there is nothing left. Literally.
Yeah. And she did. And she got justice. For the most part, she was able to be, she helped bring justice to herself. Which a lot of women especially do not get that opportunity. So like this girl was badass. I hate that life was lost so early and in such a tragic way.
Yes.
She deserves so much better.
Definitely.
And I personally hope that he's rotting somewhere, whether it's in a jail cell or in the ground.
Right. So I feel like we should try to find him and then do like an update on the Facebook.
We can absolutely do that.
Yeah. Because I want to find him. And for my case, because they haven't even gone to trial yet.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if it probably won't be a speedy one or one in the public because she was a former police officer. So that's also a factor, too.
don't know. I still don't understand how a husband wasn't like
I have no idea, but we should totally try to like update
updated.
on
Yeah.
these.
And we will. We will. Gotta give us time. Gotta give us time.
But on like the Facebook, we're trying to be more present on social media, or we have plans to try to be present more.
I'm literally scheduling the time frame that I'm working on anything, whether it's homework or work or it's this, because my brain doesn't stop. And I'm so tired. Like, even when I'm going through this, I'm literally writing down questions when I'm looking at these things.
Yeah.
And somehow I forget to either answer some of them or bring them in, or I can't find the answers for them, which frustrates the absolute. It absolutely frustrates.
Yeah. I fly by the seat of my pants a lot. I'm like improv. I'm an improv kind of person. Every now and then.
It's hard when, like we were talking about earlier, getting in groups, because there's sometimes you ask me a question, and I'm like, how did I think of that?
Right.
Because it's like having the TV on with 100 channels on, and you're just hitting the up button, just. That's the tabs in my brain.
Just like, I don't know.
All the time.
Let me find
all
it.
the time. And it's like, I wish I could put pretty little bows on these cases so much. I wish I knew, because we're having to theorize so much.
Yeah.
But being able to like speak it out and letting other people also hear and be like, okay, well, maybe that was part of it. Or they're in a similar situation, not necessarily the murder part, but preferably before you get to that end.
Yeah.
Because abuse escalates.
Mm-hmm.
It does not stop. And the more you tolerate it, or the more it just, I forgive you, or no, let's keep going, or no, I'm so afraid for myself and my children, I can't get out of this. It doesn't get better, especially if they're not willing to get help or seek out professional, like, there's something wrong. A lot of abusers will not even recognize, like, openly identify as, just like some alcoholics who are like, I'm not an alcoholic, and I'm like, what's the definition?
Right.
And alcoholism is a disease. Abuse is not a disease. Abuse is not a disease. It can be inherited because of the behavioral patterns.
Yes, that's like psychological, where it is
Yes.
like if you it goes two different ways. If you grew up in like a situation where there was abuse, you will either become an abuser or you will not tolerate abuse. Like, there is no like, oh, well, maybe. It's the same thing with like, oh my God, I have a blank. There's a blank. It's gone. But like the nurture nature kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because when you grow up in some of these people don't. Some people inherit these
No, but
habits.
there's also factors of like mental.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
Abuse isn't just, we've said it
One
before.
thing.
It's not just one thing, and it could be. There's definitely a difference between a toxic relationship and an abusive one.
Mhm.
Let's not get those twisted.
Yeah.
And we'll do a mini-sode on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a fun mini-sode. Toxic versus, this is abuse.
Yeah.
This is not healthy for you. It's not right. It's not okay. You deserve better.
Mhm.
And if you have that drive, get out. Get out and don't become one of the cases, because God help me. All of these cases, I do have a hard time, because all of these cases need to be shared. They deserve to be shared. They need to be told. These people, these afflicted, they have the right for that, especially with the indigenous.
Oh yeah.
When it's like, oh, well, they were last seen here. What happened to her? Like, oh, you have to know something
Mhm.
in order to have arrested the stepmother and the brothers. Something had to be there, but they don't tell you what it is. I had one case who, it wasn't indigenous, but I may end up sharing it actually, but I'm gonna give a little clip where it's like, hey,
A little teaser. What?
this person was found dead. 2 hours away, their ex was found dead. And they linked them together. And the only thing they said is there's blood evidence. But they never tell them how they still have not released cause of death.
Oh.
Like, but there's maybe 5 maybe five sentences on this case. And that's pretty much all of it.
I've found a couple too that actually I have in my arsenal for our next couple of cases. And one of them is, well, no, both of them like piss me the fuck off because there is like this much information.
Yes, but you have this much information released, but we have all these questions and all these, well, what ifs, what about this, and what about this, was this a possibility? And if any of the things that we bring up that is a possibility, you're like, wow, that kind of sounds like my situation. I don't need a real red flag to tell you that you should probably evaluate.
Evaluate your situation.
I don't encourage people to get divorced. I don't encourage people to break up with their partners. But if it's one of these habits and these behaviors you're leading to you or your children or your loved ones are in a predicament that could end up, because with Marcey, like there wasn't any ties with this man.
Right.
It wasn't like he was just
like a boyfriend or a stalker.
Exactly.
You know, he might have just been like not okay, obviously, and just one of those rare cases of them being random.
And we go over intimate partner violence, but when it comes with like these indigenous cases that we go over, it's the fact that they're not reported. It's the fact that they're not considered. And if they are, it's not accurate. It's she's lighter skinned, we're going to put her down as white. And then they have no information. They don't follow up. They don't. And you've got a heritage there. You've got history. There's so much more that you can learn about this history. But thank you for joining us in this episode of Skybreakers True Crime. Our hearts are with the missing and murdered Indigenous people, their loved ones, survivors, Indigenous communities, still seeking answers, justice, and healing. We ask that you hold these stories with care, compassion, and respect. If you or someone you know is missing, in danger, or experiencing violence, please know that you are not alone and that help is available.
Until the sun dies, shatter the skies.
So